There's a comforting lie society keeps repeating, that once a woman says, "I do," she'll soften, become more nurturing, more committed, the perfect partner. But here's the hard truth. Marriage doesn't transform women. It unmasks them. The vows, the ring, the shared last name, they don't change who she is. They simply remove the pressure to perform. The woman you dated, who once cooked, supported, and admired you, that was often a version crafted for courtship. After the wedding, the real dynamic begins, and for many men, it's the beginning of a quiet unraveling. Two different worlds, two different rulebooks. Men and women grow up in fundamentally different realities. A man's worth is defined by outcomes. Mess up at work, you're fired. Fail in business, you're bankrupt. No applause for effort. Only results matter. But women are raised in emotional cushioning, protected from consequences, praised for intentions, and validated regardless of performance. That's the split. Men are raised in a solution-based reality. Women are raised in a feelings-first reality. And when those worlds collide in marriage, the result isn't harmony, it's chaos. Marriage as a one-sided partnership. What most men don't realize is that many modern women enter marriage expecting emotional, financial, and logistical support, without offering reciprocal accountability. They want leadership with shared decision-making, provision with no scrutiny, protection without submission. Suddenly, the wife who once loved your decisiveness now calls it controlling. The one who admired your strength now labels it toxic masculinity. The responsibilities pile up, but the gratitude disappears. You're expected to provide, protect, and perform, but never complain. Meanwhile, she's been trained to express every frustration, every unmet emotional need, no matter how trivial. The myth of the mental load. We hear constant complaints about the so-called mental load. Women say they're overwhelmed by remembering birthdays, grocery lists, or parent-teacher conferences. But ask yourself, who's tracking investment portfolios? Who's planning for emergencies? Fixing the roof? Maintaining the vehicles? That's not mental load, apparently. That's just what men do. Her labor is counted in full. Yours, taken for granted. Entitlement without accountability. Many modern women believe they deserve equal power in every domain, without equal risk. Your business succeeds? She wants a say in decisions. Your business fails? That's your problem. She demands veto power over areas she doesn't understand, and resents you for exercising authority in areas she won't take responsibility for. This isn't equality. It's emotional and strategic dominance, masked as fairness. What ancient civilizations got right. Traditional marriages thrived for thousands of years because of one simple principle: separate but complementary roles. Men handled the external, finances, protection, leadership. Women handled the internal, children, home, emotional culture, mutual respect, mutual authority, mutual accountability. Modern marriage rejects that. It replaces clarity with confusion. It puts two CEOs in charge of the same decisions and expects harmony. But when no one truly leads, everything falls apart. The real woman appears after the vows. About a year into marriage, the performance ends. The expectations rise. Gratitude vanishes. You're no longer admired. You're managed, controlled, evaluated, every action dissected, every decision challenged. The same woman who once said, "I love how you lead," now says, "Why don't we decide everything together?" But by together, she often means, as long as I agree. Weaponizing emotion and systemic power. Too many men live in fear in their own homes, not because they're weak, but because the system has been weaponized against them. One argument, one accusation, one emotionally charged call to the police, and decades of work, reputation, and access to your children can vanish overnight. The courts don't ask, what really happened? They ask, how does she feel about it? Leadership isn't toxic. It's essential. Marriage, like combat, needs a chain of command. When bullets fly, soldiers don't vote on strategy. They follow the leader. Because leadership, not consensus, gets results and ensures survival. Likewise, a home functions best when roles are clearly defined. Leadership isn't oppression, it's responsibility. And strong women respect strong men who set boundaries, make decisions, and refuse to be emotionally manipulated. She doesn't want what she says she wants. Modern women say they want vulnerability, emotional openness, and shared decision-making. But give them that, and they lose respect. Share your grief. She calls you unstable. Cry once, and she questions your ability to lead. Women admire strength. They resent subservience. They want a man who leads, but only when it suits them. And when he doesn't conform to the emotional script, he becomes distant, uncaring, or abusive. The impossible standard for modern men. Modern marriage tells men to be everything: leader, provider, therapist, helper, nurturer, and to do it silently. Show weakness, and you lose respect. Assert authority, and you're labeled oppressive. Fail to do both, and you're blamed for her unhappiness. Meanwhile, she positions herself as the victim not because of your failures, but because you didn't meet an impossible fantasy. Reality check: women need you more than you need them. Let's be brutally honest. You can outsource cooking, cleaning, even companionship. But a woman can't outsource true masculine leadership, fatherhood, or emotional resilience. That's why women panic when men walk away from marriage, because deep down they know they need men, but they've been taught to act like they don't. The solution: frame, boundaries, and role clarity. The only way to survive, or thrive, in marriage today is with unshakable frame. You define your domains. You retain final authority in those domains. You welcome input, but not control. You tolerate zero disrespect. You hold the line and never justify it. And if she resents that, let her leave. Because a woman who doesn't respect your authority doesn't deserve your provision. Conclusion: refuse the script. Reclaim reality. The modern marriage script is broken not because men failed to adapt, but because they were told to surrender. Surrender leadership. Surrender values. Surrender clarity. And the reward: disrespect, resentment, emotional chaos. Marriage doesn't change women. It unmasks them. And if you're not prepared with boundaries, clarity, and strength, it will break you. So hold the line. Not just for yourself, but for the generation of men watching and learning what it really means to lead.